In this next video, we're going to give you a brief overview of the proposal application. Now, you can open the proposal from the desktop shortcut or from the Pro Landscape dashboard. Now, once the proposal interface opens, you'll see here at the top we have a File menu. If you click on the File menu, you'll see that you have an option to create a new quote. You can open an existing quote. You can duplicate an existing quote. You can delete existing quotes. You can print reports. Okay, you also have an option to import the database, import prices, customer list, and import favorites. You also have the same options under export. We also have an option to create a PDF booklet, and what this allows us to do is to take multiple PDF documents and combine them into a single PDF document. Now, under the Tools menu, this is where we can go in and edit our customer list. We can also go into Company Setup. We can go into our Proposal Setup Wizard. We can do price adjustments. We can go into the Database and Price Editor and other various utilities here. Okay, now let's go ahead and get started by going into this Proposal Setup Wizard. Okay, when I select that, that'll allow me to enter my company data. You go ahead and put the name and address here and click Next. Okay, you can put your phone number, the fax number, email, and website, and so on. Click Next. We can put a default salesperson and the tax rate. Notice the tax rate is a percent, so I have 9.2%. Don't put the percent sign in there. Okay, we can also check whether certain things are taxable or not taxable. I'll go ahead and click Next here. Okay, we can also choose a default quote template. Now, the quote template is simply the style of template that we're going to use. And if you were to click on the drop down here, you're going to see that we have many different quote templates to choose from. Some of them show the project picture at the top of it. Some of them don't show individual prices. Some don't show the SKUs, and so on. Okay, now the default customer presentation template. This is the secondary report templates that are created when we create a quote from the Create Instant Customer Proposal option from the Planner program or from an image editor program when we're saving a project. We also have an option to print notes on each of our quotes. So if you have terms and conditions you always want to print at the bottom of the quote, you can put those here, and it'll show up on every quote that you do. Okay, click Next. This is where we can put in different labor rates. Maybe you charge a labor rate for a laborer, and then maybe you have a separate labor rate for somebody doing bobcat work. Okay, so you could do that here. Now, any of these values, we're going to show you later how to go in and modify these at a later time. So just because we're skipping something here, that doesn't mean that it's done for good. We can always go in and modify these values later. I'll click Next. Now, this is where we can put our company logo in. So if you have a logo, we have a space to put the logo on the quotes and on the cover pages. So it needs to fit into this space. Now, the space that we allow is 100 pixels high by 250 pixels wide. Okay, if you have a square logo, you may need to add white space onto the sides of the logo so that it fills the rectangle. If you don't know how to do that, feel free to send us your logo into the support department at Pro Landscape, and we will resize that for you and send it back so that it fits into that space nicely. When you click Finish, it saves that information. If I go back up to the Tools menu and go into Company Setup, this is where we can go in and modify the company information. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this by opening that up, and you'll see that all of that data that we had just went through is all here. Okay. In addition to this, we also have a QuickBooks integration tab that's allowing you to sync up to the desktop version of QuickBooks. Okay. I'll go ahead and cancel that. Okay. You'll notice that on this company setup window here, you have the default company here. Okay, you also have the ability to add other companies. So if you do designs for multiple companies, or your company goes under different names, you can actually set that up and generate proposals for each one of those companies. Okay, so you're not tied down to just a single company to do quotes for. Okay, and finally, under the reports menu, this is where we can go in and we can generate those secondary reports based on outstanding quotes that we currently have in the system. So if you need to do, say, a cover page on a quote that you've already generated, or you need to do a material list or plant information report based on those, you can do that right here under the reports menu. Okay, we have more to come, so check out the other video tutorials.